Shohei Ohtani, let's start there. I mean, this is going to be one of the wildest free agent frenzies in baseball history. I think it's going to be the biggest free agent frenzy in baseball history. This is like the LeBron decision back in the day status. Before that, what would you do if you're in the Angels front office right now with the team that you've got? Do you stack it and go all in and say, forget about the rest of the years going forward? Let's trade prospects. Let's do everything we can to support him. Or are they looking up going, Texas, Houston, Seattle's decent. We're probably not going to win it this year. Man, we probably should have traded Ohtani last year. I mean, how do you handle this within a front office? The conversations that are going on between Perry Minasian and Artie Moreno, like take us inside those combos because it's crazy. You could get a ton for him this year, of course, even more so last year. You don't want to let him go for nothing and screw up your franchise for the next few years because they're already feeling bad about him not getting playoff baseball in his time with the team.
Yeah, the Angels are really in a tough situation because obviously it's a big market team that they've been trying to win. They've got two arguably the best players in all the game, and Trout and Ohtani, obviously. They have a good core of players. And I know from I'm not going to quote the owner, but I also know, from an ownership all the way down through the front office, they would like to win. They're trying to win. So to trade them is really tough. So what they're going to do, and I believe this, is that they're going to try to win. And as they get closer to the trading deadline in August, if the team is on the upswing and they're winning baseball games and they're close, I think they're going to go for it. I don't know that they have a lot of prospects to trade, to make them a lot better, because that's another thing that people don't realize. They say, well, you can trade for this guy. Like, well, you need to have legitimate prospects or good players to be able to trade to get good players back. So how deep they are, I'm not really too sure about that right now. So that could be a problem. But they're going to try to win. And I think as we get closer to the trading deadline in August, that will determine then how much effort they're going to actually go for it all the way. Or, okay, we're going to have to backtrack because here you are getting close to August 1st, and we've been losing X amount of games. Team's not playing well. Now you've got to trade the guy. But between now and then, you're doing work both ways. You're doing work towards, okay, if we keep on winning and the trend is upward, okay, this is what we're going to be looking at to add. If it's not, then this is what we're going to be looking to receive. And so you're identifying teams that you're going to trade for two different purposes if you're the Angels at this point.
Okay, I got one more player-wise. Marcus Stroman. So he comes out publicly in a Ken Rosenthal article and says, I want to stay with Chicago. He's going to opt out. I mean, he's having an ace-like season with the Cubs. Cubs don't look like they're going to be a playoff team. So what do? You just heard the guy come out publicly, probably talking to his reps about it. I mean, he's a big boy. He's made plenty of money. I'm sure he'd be fine to negotiate during the season. So do you pick up the phone and go, hey, let's try and figure this out? And if we don't, we got to trade him because we're still trying to be good going forward. And this isn't our year. And he's probably going to command as much as anyone at the trade deadline.
Yes, he is. And, guys with opt-outs, it's really tricky at the trading deadline because if he does well, you only have him as a rental. And so that, so what you give up is going to be different in this kind of trade when you have a guy with an opt-out. And the fact that he makes a statement like that makes it even tougher. So if you're the Cubs, obviously, if you can find a trade partner that you're happy with what you can get, then you're going to make that trade. But it just makes it a lot more difficult when you have an opt-out. The return is usually not as good as you would want. But I say it again, if he's pitching really, really well, and you have a team that has a big need that's up there and they're winning and they just need that one guy to take you over the top, you might find that one, and it only takes one team. You might find that one team willing to give you something that's worthwhile. So a lot of things can happen between now and August 1st.